Welcome back to the Millwall View. And oh no, what is happening? Millwall can't go down. It can't happen. George, tell us about it and also preview the Cardiff game with us. I cannot believe that after Rotherham and now Huddersfield, 6 points on the table, and you come away with none. Were the performances as bad as it suggests?
I'd like to start off by saying that I rightfully predicted, sorry, the game against Huddersfield. I said it would be a 1-0 game, and I said it would be 1-0 to Huddersfield, and I did put money on it, and I did get a return from it. So listen, I did bet against my own team. However, another poor Millwall performance, and like I said before, when we come up against the teams like Huddersfield and Rotherham, I knew we would struggle because we'll come up against a team like Leicester, say for example, and we won't have to break them down. We can just sit off them and we'll allow the opposition to have the ball, and then we'll hit them on the counter attack. But then we came up against like Rotherham and Huddersfield, and it's so poor to watch. It's so poor to watch. I mean, we're the third lowest scorers in the league. Only 38 goals scored this season, the third lowest. I mean, the tactics are spoken about plenty of times. I don't like the tactics, and I don't like the way. I would not like to see Neil Harris in charge next season, and I think I can appreciate he's done a good job if he keeps us in the league. However, the tactics are outdated. He's clearly gone away and he's clearly not learned. He's clearly not gained any experience from it because the tactics are outdated. His substitutions, I mean, on Saturday, we've gone 1-0 down and he's given Eze and Mayer 10 seconds at the end. I think that's an absolute disgrace. 10
Yeah.
seconds. I mean, literally, by the time they was coming on the board in the top left, it said 95th minute. So we've gone over the added time and they're coming on. So very, very frustrating again. Very, very frustrating.
Yeah. For those calling for Harris, you're not going to get rid of him, are they, or anything like that? But the stats for those two games, I had a look at this just to see how bad it was. So you had 27 shots across those two games.
Mhm.
8 of those were on target. 8 of them on target, and only 2 scored. So it isn't obvious. It's not hard to see. Sorry, why this is going wrong, isn't it? You just not put it in the back of the onion bag. And Leicester to come this week. We're recording this before that game. This Cardiff game is the biggest fixture of Millwall's season, isn't it?
Yeah, correct, 100%. Biggest game of Millwall season. And I look at the last 5 games, and if I was to break them down one by one, Leicester at home, tough, top of the league. Then the Cardiff game's massive. Sunderland away, I think, is winnable, but I don't think we'll go up there and win. And then we've got the Plymouth game, which could be even bigger, and then the Swansea game on the last game, which could be even bigger. But I've got no faith in the players. I've got no faith in the players. I think this is a continued form from the end of last season, where, listen, people might look and say, no, we had a good season. They finished just outside the playoffs, but we bottled the playoffs on the last day. We've then carried that form over into this season, and on the 3 managers, the players have played poorly, look like they're uninterested, lack quality. So what makes me think that within these last 5 games, these players are somehow going to get out of this mess that we find ourselves in? I mean, open play goals. We're 23rd in the league for open play goals. If we it only at any time we look like scoring at the moment, the only time we look like scoring is from a set piece, or we'll get a lucky deflection or a lucky goal, or the opposition defense will make a mistake. So yeah, it's becoming more and more and more frustrating to watch us every week. And I feel like a lot of Mill fans are looking at the writing on the wall here and saying we could actually go down here. But I've not seen one Millwall fan have any faith in us staying in this league.
And is that because one Millwall fan said it was like watching 11 strangers at Huddersfield play? You've got some class individuals, haven't you? But at the moment there isn't. Doesn't seem the togetherness. Where does the blame lie? I mean, it's a question we'll ask you. If you do go down at the end of the season, but for you, why are we now, me and you, sat here in April? We've been chatting on this channel now for nearly 5 months, 6 months, week in, week out. We haven't really talked too much about relegation with Millwall up until the last couple of weeks. Why are we here, George?
If I was going to put it down to the one sole reason, I think it has to come down to the recruitment. I think the recruitment across the board has been really, really bad. I think Alex Aldridge with the role he's in at the football club. He's a journalist. He should not be the head of the recruitment. He's a journalist, and then the recruitment from him. I mean, we lost Jed Wallace. I know it was 2 seasons ago now, but we've never actually replaced him. We haven't got any quality wide players. Gary Rowett then left the club, and he got Joe Edwards in, which was a risk. He had no managerial experience, but that's ended up going sour, and I thought he was unlucky at the time, but he needed to go. He clearly wasn't good enough. And then the decision to then get Neil Harris back into the football club from League One Cambridge. He was sacked from League Two Gillingham earlier this season, was sacked from Cardiff. I'd been at the club previously, so we know exactly what his football's like and what his management style is and what he's about. And it's all just gone completely wrong. It's a shambles from top to bottom. And I can't sort of believe how badly we've fallen off within the last 12 months, how we've gone from just fighting for the playoffs. I remember seeing a couple of weeks ago, I think it was a table from this stage, this time last season, and we were 5 points clear into the playoffs. We were fifth in the league. And now, after a poor summer and three change management area, we're now fighting relegation, and just I don't see how we're going to get out of it. But I think the recruitment is what it ultimately comes down to.
Yeah, certainly. One of the comments I think I'd seen was that Barrett, Aldridge, and Kavanagh are all to blame in equal parts. All right, I'll give you some hope then, shall we? Cardiff on the beach have been awful for the last month since they played Swansea and lost. Seems like taken the toys out the pram. Sunderland away from home on the beach, nothing to play for. Plymouth at home, probably one of the worst sides I've watched on TV recently, along with Rotherham last Friday night, and Swansea, who will be well safe by the time you visit them on the last day of the season. So you've got 4 sides there, 3 of which have got nothing to play for, and 1 which is dreadful. So you can stay up. This is in your hands.
And do you know what's crazy? I think our best chance of winning a game is tomorrow at home to Leicester. I genuinely believe that. Because again, Leicester are a side which are fighting, in the playoffs. They should win the league. I think it's a mess if Leicester don't win the league there. But again, they'll come at us. We'll sit off them, and I think Neil Harris will is motivating very well, and I think it will get the players up for it. And I can potentially seeing us, nicking at least a draw. I think we'll have a better chance tomorrow against Leicester than we do against Rotherham and Huddersfield. Yeah, but again, the other games there, 4 very winnable games. Cardiff got nothing to play for. Swansea might not have anything to play for. Sunderland have nothing to play for. I think that Plymouth game, come a few weeks' time, I think that's even bigger. I think it potentially.
Yeah. All right. Let's get some predictions from you then as you play Cardiff. Been positive this week?
Again, Cardiff got nothing to play for. Yes, no, I'm not. No, I'm not optimistic. I think. Listen, obviously, by the time this video goes out, we've already played Leicester. But I think if we can get a good performance and a decent result at home to Leicester, I think we can then take that into Saturday, and hopefully it will give us a little bit of momentum. So I'm going to say Millwall will win 2-1, and we're going to score in the 94th minute.
Okay, you're due a result like that, aren't you? You really are. All right, good luck, George. We'll catch you next week as we get ready to preview the Sunderland game with you next week. All right, cheers for that.
Cheers, Mark. Thank you.